Hi everyone, so second video review for today is for Irregular Heartbeat by Zett, which was one of my Ylva arcs that I was reading this week. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, if you're on Facebook, it's just below all the videos, and if you're on YouTube, then it's in the description below. So if you've been reading along with the reading updates, you'll know that Zett's Irregular Heartbeat has been taking me on a hell of an adventure, and an adventure it has been. When I picked it up last week and started reading it, I thought this is going to be like a medical romance, and that's all I was expecting. Hospitals, romance. I don't really watch things like Holby City, but that's what I was expecting, just a hospital setting, two nurses, or a nurse and a doctor, or a receptionist and a doctor, something, a patient and a doctor, whatever. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting something very medical based sort of romance. Now, although having said that, that is what I got a medical based romance, and it is very, very medical in terms of it has got some detail in there, and the characters have medical backgrounds, but there is a twist. Oh my god! Diana, who is one of the two main characters that it focuses on, you've got Diana and Emily. Diana has a past that you would not believe, and you will not believe it. I mean, I think it was like something like chapter 4 or chapter 5, posted the reading update. I was like, like, it can't be. Like, it was amazing. Like, the past that the characters got, you won't be expecting it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You need to read the book if you want to find out what it is, but you will be totally surprised like I was. It was like, are you serious? Really? So that is really important to the book, because then that is a lot of the story premise can be built on that, but it's also built on that conflict between Diana and Emily, because Emily is like Diana's mentor, and she's there on a residency, but she's had a gap, so she's not straight out of medical school. She's had like a lot of like years in between where she's not done medical, and she's returned to it, but she's doing residency, so she has to have a mentor, and she has to report into Emily and stuff. And they very slowly, it's a very slow burn romance, but they build, they have their moments, and they especially outside of the workplace, because they keep running into each other in the weirdest of places. Like, seriously, the coincidental meetings in this book are brilliant, like spot on brilliant. I really enjoyed them, and they really made it quite unique. But they keep meeting, and they have these moments, but it's not really developing until further on into the book, where they decide that they've got to be careful, because obviously you've got that work conflict, professional relationship, which again seemed to be a theme this week in books that I was reading, which was interesting. But it was a nice dynamic between the two of them to keep that distance, but to keep them together. So you were getting a great storyline building between the two characters, and a good interaction between them in different settings and on different levels, and they each had different. And then Emily has sort of an event that hits her that's actually is quite sad, and she needs the support, and then Diana's there for her, and then we'd flip role reversal, so then there's another event and it's Diana, and so they're there for each other, and they learn to be friends and build on that and build on their relationship. And it's just really interesting, like I say, dynamically how they work as characters. And then you've obviously got that thrown in hidden past from Diana that's just totally unexpected, which throws another layer in. So it's very cleverly layered in terms of building relationship and character backgrounds, and how they will be acting together and should be acting together and everything like that. So that was really like cleverly done, and the characters really worked well together. They each had friends that sort of factored into the story in small parts, and added again a lot to the dynamic of the storyline and how it would go. As usual, there's that annoying sort of little, as with any workplace, there's always someone, isn't there, who wants to really shine and do the best, and is a bit irritating. Courtney takes that place in this book, and actually she's not in it for very long, but you can kind of see the difference between her as a new young resident and Diana as an older resident, and you can see how the relationship then forms between her and Emily, because again, Emily, known as Dr. Barnes, is not someone they're all very fond of. So Diana's sort of gone in there with the wrong expectations of her, thinking, oh, this is going to be a hard, really tough cookie to crack. But there's different layers in her, so because of her past, she's finding things out about Emily that perhaps others aren't, on a different level. And then it all ended in like this massive drama commotion, which just really, like, you were just plodding along through, you were having fun reading it and watching their dynamic grow, and then just like at the end, with the things that started to happen and really sort of blow everything up in Diana's face. But the last chapter was brilliant, quite humorous and quite funny actually, and just proved that everything was, they should just put differences aside, and Emily and Diana, they just get it together and sort themselves out, and then they're a couple, and then you've got the epilogue, which then sort of focuses more on them as a couple after sort of aftermath of everything, which was really lovely, just a nice way to wrap the book up. So it was a really great read. It was lovely read, actually. I really would recommend it. It's a great book, especially for anyone who likes sort of medical things but wants something with a bit of a twist. This was a great book for that. So if you've read Chris Zett's Irregular Heartbeat, let me know what you thought of it. If you're going to read it, or if it's on your to read list, again, let me know. I'll pop a link in the description so that you can go and grab a copy of the book, because you know you want to. And if you do grab a copy of the book, I really hope you enjoy the dynamic between Diana and Emily, their sort of surroundings and their story, and just, like I say, you'll enjoy it. Bye.